boy. Boy, oh boy. Do I have a story for you? Boy, oh boy. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this story well. Give it the justice that it deserves, because it's not really that, it's one of those situations where the details kind of need to stay away from them. But yes, today we are going to be regaling what was essentially the first, and hopefully for a very long time, only missed stream of Raz. Which, by the way, I'm very happy that since I missed my first stream, I'm not like, angry or upset or guilty or anything. I mean, I did feel a little bit guilty at first, but that was mainly because I didn't like update -1, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure before we actually get into anything, though, I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm basically back to normal. No issues. So if you have any concerns or anything like that, you're good. But welcome in, Spine. Hopefully you're doing good. This is a super secret. Hush, hush. No one talks about it. Did you update the UU? Fuck. No, I didn't. More things I need to do because I'm an idiot, and they're piling up because I'm a moron. Hold on. I got you, Spine. I got you. I will do that after this. And for real this time. I won't say that and then not do it because I'm an idiot. That's good. Now I have good. More things to do, except I want to do them, so I'm actually happy about that. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the things that was really brutal about being sick was I was really looking forward to playing Project Zomboid, because I really only play Project Zomboid like once a week, and it's one of those games that like I really enjoy just sitting there and talking. So missing it kind of sucked. I'm gonna be rude. And then obviously I don't even remember. I wrote the schedule and I don't even remember what's on it. Let's see. We've got a lot going on. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting because I'm gonna be playing a game that I've been intending to play, but I just haven't done. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it on stream because I just won't play it otherwise. Shake my head rest. Darn right. Darn tootin'. Darn tootin', darn scootin'. But looks like the ads are about to end before we get into it. But this is probably going to be a shorter stream. Probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Really depends on how well I tell this story, how poorly I tell this story. And also what details I choose to omit and what details I choose to include. So, I mean, it can be anywhere from, I like I said, I pinned it in the chat, but I would really like to skirt around the nuance, if you catch my drift, as much as possible. Because it isn't exactly a family-friendly story, and even if, like, I was in a group of friends, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to... But don't worry. I don't want to make it seem like I went through war or anything. It's just tummy hurt. Advanced tummy hurt, as they say. But I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. I actually wrote out a few, well, I'd say a few, but actually a pretty detailed chronology. Because I have this really bad situation. Whoa! Oh, hello, Drox, as my alerts are all messed up. Welcome in, Drox. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing great. It's good to see you. I'm going to cry if I get another ad raz. Well, then I have a very big duty to finish stream before that, and I think I will. But thank you, Drox, for the follow. I appreciate it. What's up, Foo? So like I said, I'm going to skirt around some of the nuance as much as I can about what actually happened, but I did write down a pretty detailed chronology of what happened, because I have my memory is bad, and it's actually like one of the things I worry about, because it's like, is this just like natural, like me forgetting this much stuff, or like, I don't know. Anyway, that aside, welcome in, Foo. Hopefully you're doing good. I wrote down a pretty detailed chronology, and I think, I mean, hold on. I have, I believe, okay, I have 29 lines. It's not computing the amount of words, but it definitely is a detailed chronology. So now, I'm not going to get any PowerPoints on you, although that would be pretty cool. I'd love to do it. So I'm just going to start out with basically Saturday night, right? That was the last stream that I had before this entire thing went down. And, what is this? I've been lurking for BGM music that fits, and all of it just doesn't fucking fit, and it pisses me off. And it's something that I've been so frustrated about. And like, don't get me wrong, they're all good. It's just like, yeah, great. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. This is Yeah, guys, hey, you guys want to hear me literally having the worst time of my life to this song? Like, it just doesn't fit. What you eat, brother? It wasn't what I eat, surprisingly. No spoilerinos, though. Like, what do I do? There we go. There we go. I know if nobody got me, I know Eska got me. Take care of me. What you eat, brother? Well, funny story. So I believe Patient Zero, or the thing that actually caused this to begin with, started, I believe, around Saturday afternoon. I woke up early in the morning, but, you know, I didn't really get around to moving, actually doing stuff until late afternoon. I can tell that... Welcome. Late afternoon, I'm sitting down and I'm kind of like getting really sat in and all that good stuff, and I have a thing of tea next to me and I'm drinking it. Well, you know, nothing is really out of the ordinary. It's just a normal day with Raz, you know, and I take a sip and, like, you know, something inside of me was just like, something's off, but it tasted fine. I was like, my stomach doesn't hurt. What's going on? So I ignore it. Hour goes by, I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. Come back. I'm an idiot. I drink from the same thing, right? An hour goes by. Same thing. Now, at this point, I'm like, uh-oh. Now, I keyed in on the second time. I was like, okay, the first time wasn't a fluke. The second, okay, definitely this is not coincidence anymore. So I'm like, okay. And I haven't eaten anything that day yet. So I knew it had to be the tea. And I figured this out because I was really thinking about this. I was like, what caused this? As I'm writhing in pain. And it was the tea. So I got a bad batch. But basically, Saturday stream comes along, and if you were there, you could tell that I was not, you know, 100%. I was definitely under the weather. I was, you know, for lack of a better word, definitely going through it. I mean, I felt queasy. I had a little bit, I don't know if I said it, but I had a little bit of a headache kind of coming on. I felt weird. It was very odd. It was one of those, like I couldn't tell if I was going to be sick for a day or an hour. Like, you know, like you can kind of tell whenever it starts, when symptoms of stuff kick in, it's like, is this going to be bad? Or is this going to be like, like I can sleep it off? And I was like, oh, I can sleep it off. Believe it or not, stream didn't agitate it or make it worse, but I know for a fact that, you know, I was ruining ending stream because I knew the moment I ended stream, I was like, my body is going to relax and that's when everything is going to start. And, you know, it doesn't help that the game we were playing was Dark Souls. So that was kind of annoying me and kind of, you know, frustrating me at the same time. But, you know, it wasn't that bad, you know, it's okay, you know, it's whatever. But the stream ends. I get off my computer. I'm kind of turning in for the evening. I'm like, you know, okay, you know, it's Saturday, but like at the same time, I'm really tired. And I know that, like, yeah, my stomach is kind of being wonky. So I'm just going to take it slow. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take it nice because the last thing I want to do is get sick now and like have it last for longer than like an evening. So I went into like preventative mode. I'm like, I'm just going to chill out, veg, relax, sit in my bed, pull on my MacBook, watch YouTube, chill, you know. Well, that's basically when everything starts. And it is essentially an unimaginable, like, I remember the feeling so vividly. I was laying in bed. I had my MacBook on my thighs because I didn't want it on my chest or on my stomach because I didn't want to put weight on it. And I don't remember what video I'm watching, but it was probably like VTuber clips or something. And I feel this awful like turn in like the lower left part of my stomach, and I'm like, uh-oh. And the moment I feel this, I get like like literally, if I did not have, let me put it to you this way. I needed to go. And I needed to go now. So that was the beginning of what was essentially of lay in bed, dying, go to the bathroom, and repeat. Now, I want to keep in mind, just a reminder, I've cut out tea at this point. The only thing I've been drinking is water. Nothing else. No infusions, just water. Because I'm like, I do not want to make this worse. I even grabbed a different cup that I cleaned like 3-4 times just to make sure that I didn't like contaminate myself as I'm trying to heal myself type situation, right? But you know, hours go by of this horrible cycle. And not only is it the stomach ache that gets worse, the headache gets worse. I'm also getting hot flashes and cold flashes. Like, it is just a massive ball of fuck you, Raz, basically. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, welcome in, Hood. And I'm laying in bed and I'm having these hot flashes. Now, thankfully, I'm not sweating. I can deal with hot flashes and cold flashes. I hate sweat. It's just like, you just subbed to Chibi for this yummy emote. That's all. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's basically what my stomach was doing the entire time. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh God, this is awful. Now, the entire time I'm noticing as I go to the bathroom and come back that the toilet is kind of having issues. It's like, it's not flushing as powerfully. And I'm like, please God, no, nothing more. Please, nothing more. Nothing more. Right? Now, thankfully for the rest of the night, so it's Saturday night, but now it's Sunday morning, switching into the chronology if you guys are following that way. The night is pretty much more the same. I am just, literally, I have the worst headache of my life, worst stomach ache. My body's having chills. Now, not only that, but I'm having horrific back pain. Like, legitimate, like, I have had back pain and stuff like that before, but it is so painful. Like, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but like whenever you get hurt from multiple measures, like you can kind of change which one hurts the most based upon which one you focus on. And the one that I thought would hurt the most was a stomach ache, because I'm the most sensitive to that. Like literally anytime I get a stomach ache, I'm a freaking baby, right? But I had so many things hurting. I was like, the headache would come off, and then the stomach ache would be horrible, and then the stomach ache would go down, and then the headache would be horrible, and then I'd remember I'd have back pain, and then the back pain would be horrific. And then whenever I focused on the back pain and the stomach pain, oh, that was a disaster. So I want you to keep, like, I know I'm not really talking about some of the detail here, but I want you to know, for most of the night, I'm like whimpering in my bed. I'm just like, oh, just like, literally, if I had a mic, I had this thought, and I was like, man, my content brain is going a mile a minute. I'm like, I need my 3D IO, and I need to record this whimpering ASMR, because literally I was just whimpering like a bitch, because that's what I was. I was just anything I could do, from the way I was breathing to the exasperations that I could do. Literally, like, I was doing anything and everything to just get rid of it. Stomach pain can cause back pain because intestines be everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured too. I was like, yeah, my stomach is so messed up, it's hurting my back. The only way that my back is going to get blown out is through my stomach, okay? And that sounds anyway, moving on. So anyway, the night is mostly more the same. My stomach is doing all that. My body is dying. You know, the toilet is having its situation. And, you know, I get to a point where I'm sitting in, no pause. You can clip it if you want. I get to a point where I'm laughing. I'm laughing, like, not hysterically, but like, you know, when something really bad happens to you and you're just like, God, just like, what, like, of course, you know, like, that's kind of how it was, because I was just laughing at how messed up of a situation this was. And, you know, throughout the evening, it kind of ebbs and flows. It gets worse, it gets better. I get sporadic sleep. Well, you know, I'm sleeping on and off. I'm going into the, you know, bathroom. Everything's kind of fine, right? I'm staying hydrated, all that good stuff. Well, I go to sleep, and instead of getting sporadic sleep like I had been getting, which is like, you know, sleep for 10 minutes, get up and go, sleep for 10. Really horrible cycle, by the way. I'd rather have just stood up, but, you know, it is what it is. I wake up at like 4, 5 a.m. Sunday morning now, and I'm like, well, I feel a little bit better. Not great, but I do feel like I can get up and do a few things other than just suffer. So I was like, okay, I need something in my stomach. I need something something safe, something easy. So I'm like, okay, I'll make cream of wheat, which is really easy to make. It takes like 10 minutes, nothing. So I make some cream of wheat. Don't put anything else, just literal, no sugar, nothing, just cream of wheat. Just to get something in my stomach for fiber, so I don't know, I thought it would help. Well, you know, I eat that, and then, you know, I go back to my room, I'm laying in my bed, I'm relaxing or trying to, and I get that urge, and I'm like, fuck. So I go to the bathroom, all right? Well, get to the bathroom. It's occurring, right? You can figure out what I mean by this. You want to wonder what happens as it's happening? The fucking toilet breaks. I hit the lever. I hit the lever, and I hear this inside, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. Because I know what happened. I could hear. It's kind of like a mechanic knowing what car is driving down the street. It's like I could hear exactly what happened. And the moment I hit the lever broke, and some of them, I won't bore you with the internals, but the internal stuff started to mess around and kind of just snapped off, right? So I'm like, fuck. Because literally what that means is the toilet is now non-functional. I need it to function. Okay, and I need you to understand, in this exact moment it breaks, you know how when you get a really big adrenaline rush, you feel it like in your stomach and in your spine and stuff? That was a horrible feeling. Because instead of it just being like, oh, this is scary, my stomach started turning because it didn't expect it, and I didn't expect it either. So I'm just like, ah! Now everything's going. I am omitting a great deal of detail here. You can fill in the gaps. But I realize, as I'm sitting there, I'm like, I have to fix this now. If I don't fix this, I need to fix, like, I can't wait. This isn't a situation that can wait, right? Well, I'm like, what can I do? I'm like literally sitting there and I'm having this like crisis as I'm dying, literally of what feels like dysentery. So I'm like, all right. So I flip around. And as I'm suffering from this horrible thing, you know what? This is what it's like. Okay? This was going in my head the entire time. I'm just like, well, Toilet-kun. It's just like, this is not good, Patrick. This is horrible. So I turn around and I open up the top. And by the way, I don't know why toilets do this, but the ceramic thing on top is so fucking heavy. It is never like it took me because I was weak. I literally was like a baby in terms of strength. So it took me so many tries to take this ceramic toilet piece off, and I grab it and I pull it. This buildup is insane. And finally, it comes off. And I put it down. I have it on the floor. And I look into the well, and I realize the problem is way worse than I anticipated. And I'm like, why? You know, I legitimately looked up and I went, why? Why? You know, was this you or was this a me thing? You know, what the karma? What's going on? I look in, and the way a toilet works is that there's a flap, a little flippy flappy that opens whenever you hit the flush lever that lets water go into it and put it down the toilet, right? Well, there's also another thing called, I forgot what it's called, but it's a tube that determines the water height of the basin, the toilet basin, and everything inside. So basically, both of these systems failed. The flapper failed, it fell off. So I want you to understand, right? Close your eyes. You're on a toilet. Now reverse yourself. You're facing the basin. The top is off. Your hands are in it because you're trying to fix it. That's Raz POV. That's what I was doing, right? Now, I don't fix it, but I do have a stopgap, you know? So I kind of like ye old duct tape. I duct tape the flapper somehow. I don't know how it stuck, but God bless duct tape. I duct tape the flapper onto the area because you need it to do that. Because the way it works is that the flapper closes and the basin fills, and then when you hit the lever, all the water goes through the flapper into the toilet. So that needs to work. It is a critical piece of the infrastructure. Fix that. Whimsically. Thank you, duct tape kun. The fill valve. Yeah. So the fill valve, I actually got lucky. I don't know. I still need to like really like make sure it's fixed because I have replaced the parts by now. But the fill valve, I was looking at it, I'm like, is it blocked? Is that why it's not coming out as fast? Like, what's going on? So I take a wrench and I'm like, I whack it 3 times. Okay. And I'm like, this will be fine. So at this point, I'm able to stand up, you know, after everything is nice and tidy and orderly. And I get I get the plunger and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to handle the situation, handle what's in the situation, so on and so forth. And I put the plunger in the toilet and I'm doing what you need to do. The fucking plunger. The stick that connects to the plastic part falls off. Now, normally, this isn't a really big problem because it's plastic. It floats. It was suctioned to So I'm like looking at this and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is, no one's gonna believe me. Like, this is kind of a situation where I'm like, no one's gonna believe me. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What's going on here? Now, I am very grateful that I have done this because I'm naked. I'm like kind of covered in sweat. I'm disgusting from having to fix the basin. I am literally the main character from Naked and Afraid. I am dying. And I'm holding this fucking plunger stick. And thanks, Bear. And I'm looking inside and I'm like, what is going on? Why? Like, what is happening? So I'm like, how do I fix this? How do I get out of this situation? This is horrible. And I'm like, I have a backup plunger. So I'm like, well, I could plunge the plunger out of the basin or the toilet. That may work. Not really. Now, thankfully, at this point, it's all clean water, just for anyone's, if that's grossed out. It's now back to being kosher. I don't know what that means, but I take the stick. I somehow manage to get it unclogged, remove it, no issue whatsoever. I still have the second one that's fine, right? So, thankfully, I whack the flush valve, I think it's called, like 2 or 3 times with a wrench, like, wake up, okiro, and the flushing issue is fixed. And I'm like, great. Now, obviously, I had to replace the flapper, but it is what it is. So, everything's fine, right? And the entire time, my brain is like, what's going on? Why? Like, did I do something? Like, because whenever I do something, or whenever something bad happens to me, I always think, like, did I do anything to deserve this karmically? Like, or I'm just like, okay, it's my time to suffer. It is what it is. But I'm literally like a naked mole rat in the bathroom, right? I'm covered in sweat. I'm dying inside. By the way, none of the symptoms have really totally gone away. So I still have a headache. I still have a stomach ache. I still have back pain. I'm still unimaginably in pain. I'm literally suffering. This is, to date, one of the most painful times I've ever been sick in my entire life. Okay? Now, after all that stress, it starts to slowly come down. I realize I've gone past the precipice. We're now going back into recovery. Everything's fine. Now, I want you to understand, I'm not going back to bed in that situation. No way. Now, thankfully, I had the presence of mind to have like a few extra clothes clean. So I had clean clothes. I had to clean, all this good stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a shower. That's what I need to do. So I tidy up the toilet, make sure everything's fine. And if something happens, hey, I'm right there. You know what I mean? So I hop in the shower. I turn the hot water on. I get it all nice and sudsy, blah, blah, blah. I don't take a bath because if I took a bath, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to get up. And I'm sitting in the shower and I'm just enjoying the hot water raining down on my person. And I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm feeling warmth. I'm feeling good. Just there is something other than pain occurring, and suffering. The headache kind of goes away a little bit. The sadness and the pain of the situation is slowly abating. Everything's getting better. And then, you want to know what happens? Oh, you don't know what's going to happen next. I'm cleansing my face. The water goes cold. And you want to know how long it stays cold for? Because I'm a guy, right? I'm like, no balls, I'll do it. And I'm like, it'll go back to being warm. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now, by the way, I had just started this shower. Just started. So I'm like, I didn't even get shampoo in my hair. Okay? So no soap, no shampoo, nothing. I'm just in pain. All right? So what ends up happening? I take the rest of the shower in basically freezing cold water. Because I waited for like 10 minutes for the water to come back to be warm. And I don't know what happened. It was cold. And it was so cold. It reminded me of when I wanted to go into the military and I was training myself for like cold weather stuff and all this stuff. And I was like, it was worse because I'm naked mole rat. I'm just suffering and it's just cold water. And I can't sit in it because it's freezing. It's cold. And I'm sitting there, literally like standing there, and I have to get in the water. Then I have to get out because I'm like, ah. And I'm shaking like I have freaking hypothermia. Like I'm like, I get through the shower. Somehow. I don't know how. Get through the shower. Okay, I'm suffering. I'm dying. Literally feel like I'm dying. Right at the end, as I am about to turn off the shower, guess what comes back? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt like a torture victim that just got a reward. Just like, wonderful. Warmth. Oh, this is amazing. This is wonderful. Fantastic. And I stopped the lacrimosa going in the background. And I'm like, all's well that ends well, right? Machiavelli. Rez is gonna have a Joker arc? Man, I'm already in my Joker arc. Are you kidding me? Why so serious? Wittily hitting the gwitty white now? Anyway. I get out of the shower. And a guy, keep in mind, it's like maybe 7, 8 a.m. by now. So this all happened within 2-3 hours, all that. And I lay down in bed, and I get the, like, you know, sometimes when you're sick, you have the opportunity to sleep or stay up. I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep. So I sleep, and I wake up at, like, noon or something. And that's when I send out the tweet where I'm like, hey, it got worse. I'm feeling terrible. This sucks. This is bad. You know, I'll update you guys -1 RAS standard time if I'm going to stream. Well, I went back to sleep after that. I forgot to set an alarm because I'm infinitely wise. Although I'm glad I didn't, because I went to sleep and I woke up like Sunday evening at like 11 p.m. and I'm like, basically, like I was perfectly fine. It was actually very weird because I was like, I went from, I think the amount of suffering and pain I went through in the morning was so severe that my body let me sleep literally all day, it feels like. And it was basically all day, from like noon to 11 p.m., which is way more than I normally get in terms of sleep. I normally get like 5 to 7 hours. Typically 4 to 5, really. And I woke up and I'm energetic. I don't have a headache anymore. My stomach is sensitive, but it isn't like queasy or anything. My back pain, it's still there a little bit, but like it's not bad. And I'm like more or less fine. Now Monday was basically just going slow. Literally all day. Just slow, relaxed. Because I know that with me, like, if I get a lot of energy after I'm sick, if I don't hold myself back, I'll like run forward and then I'll get sick again, or like I'll crash and like it sucks. So I woke up at 11 p.m. and I got up and I'm like, okay. You know, and then I kind of just, you know, relaxed, rested, hung out. And I realized, oh shit, I missed stream. And I'm like, well, I'm glad I did, because if I had gotten up and done stream, I don't know if I would have been as energetic or, and frankly, I know you guys would rather me miss a stream than just meet it for the sake of, oh my god, the schedule, you know. So first and foremost, thank you guys for being patient with me on that. But like I said, I promised that it would be an interesting story, and boy, I don't eat like, and the Patient Zero was the tea that I bought, but to cause that, like, what the hell was in it? You know, like salmonella or like what the hell was it? I mean, I'm fine now. Like it's what? It's Tuesday, Monday. I don't know what day it is anymore. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I'm basically perfectly fine. I'm happy. Well, not happy. I'm healthy. Well, I'm not in pain. Anyway, I'm here. And I'm definitely not wealthy. Anyway, but the good news is that I'm here. I'm alive. I'm doing well. So, you know, when I told you guys that the only time I would ever miss stream is if something horrific happened IRL or like a, you know, something, you know, basically something serious, right? I meant it. Because I was thinking the entire time, I'm like, man, you know, like one of the things when I first started getting like queasy and sick, I was like, you know, I really hope that this is a serious thing because otherwise, like, what if I have to miss stream for just being sick? It's like, that's kind of like, for me, like, I know it's like, oh, what do you mean? It's like, for me, it's like, whenever I'm sick, I normally just work through it. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, literally, if it's during the week, I just work through it, and then I have the weekend to deal with it. If it's on the weekend, then, you know, hey, I handle it through the weekend. So that's normally how I do it. So I'm like, you know, if I can do that for work, there's no way I'm not going to do that for stream, you know? But I'm glad that it really was that severe that, you know, it stopped me from my bad habits and so on. So it's like, fuck, you know. But my brain did the classic turn it off and on again. Dude, I can't even, like, you would think, like, after all that, I would be, like, unimaginably tired and, like, just dead for, like, a week. I feel good. Although I will say that, like, I kind of have, like, PTSD with tea now. Because, I mean, I will be, you know, I am being a little bit skittish about talking about how severe the pain and all that stuff was. Because it wasn't just pain, but it was also just, like, it was so long. Like, it felt like an eternity. Because, like, I don't know if anyone else has had this. I hope that you can't relate to this, because it really does suck. Like, I was in bed. My head is pounding. I can't think. Like, it hurts so much I can't think. My stomach is turning. I'm getting a little bit of vertigo, which is like dizziness. And, you know, I have back pain. And it's like every single portion of my body hurts, except like my toes or my legs or something. Like, literally everything else is just in pain. And it's like, it was that way for like a day at least. But the good news is, I lived. I live, laugh, loved, as they said. Also, welcome in, Naz. But man, I cannot believe that happened, because I was genuinely like, really, T is gonna do this? Now, maybe, and I have thought about this. Maybe I had something before that like messed me up, or, you know, so on and so forth. But I don't think it was. I think it really was the T, you know? Although I will say one of the things that like I was really worried about was like, you know, missing a stream. That's not too big of a deal, right? It was more so like, I hope it doesn't extend until Monday, because I want to do the, hey, get out of here, unoccupied frailty with cheap viewers. Bad. Someone just solicited, but it got caught by my bot. Beautiful thing. Someone trying to solicit you. But, I was like, because we did a collab on Monday with Yuzu Yume. Lovely streamer, by the way. We're on part 2 of our It Takes Two, collab, gameplay, let's play, I don't know, and we're having a lot of fun. And I was like, I hope I don't miss this, because like I said, I can miss a stream, but like a collab, like especially like something that like I really want to do, it's like, you know, C's viewer bot, our streamer, is talking about it. Sorry. I don't need cheap viewers, okay? I have quality, high quality, very good viewers here, the best. I wanted to jump into a Trump impression for some reason. They're not from China. Do you guys also not political, but like I love the way he says China. It's like it's like a vocal stim, you know. Maybe I have autism. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Toilet Kun is fine. I'm fine. That's the closest we'll get to politics on this channel. Y'all don't want to see cheap viewers on XXX? Exactly. What's funny is that like it, like the site that it gave me is like it's like cheap viewers on, and the URL is literally 05 QUNAPK, so quanapk05.shop, and it's like, who the hell is gonna click on that, you know? Like, how brain dead do you need to be to click on that and think, oh yeah, nothing is going to happen from this? And you know what's funny? I'm hovering over it, and it says it's an untitled HTML document. So it's not only a fish, but it also is a freaking, it wants you to download a file. Amazing. But, hey, you know, that's my toilet trying to scam me. But, I'm glad to be back. Because on Monday, I was a little bit worried about like whether or not I'd have the energy, but I stuck through it. Everything was fine. And by the way, I had a lot of fun. I guess we can also take the opportunity here to just like talk about the collab. I had a lot of fun. We somehow did worse on the puzzles on part 2 instead of part 1. I don't know how that works. It is what it is. But I think even though we did worse on the puzzles, we had more fun just hanging out. So I'm looking forward to keep that energy. By the way, don't know when part 3 is gonna be, but we'll figure that out. Scheduling is a pain. But as always, actually, let me go ahead and shout her out as well. Let me be a good streamer. Shout out Yuzu Yume. Is that how it works? Yeah, there we go. So please consider a follow. Yuzu's a very lovely person. Also very funny and nice to talk to. Honestly, like, when we were collabing, the one thing I liked the most is that it felt like I was sitting on the couch next to her as we were playing. Like, you ever have those moments where you're just like, you're with your buds, right? You know, and you're just doing something, and like, you don't need to talk, you don't need to like do anything, you're just like, you're enjoying the company of your friend, and then whenever you get an opportunity to like be funny or be stupid or be silly, like, you take it. That's what it's like. What's up, Pookie? Hey, son, how's it going? Oh, speaking of, I need to respond to a few DMs. I have like a laundry list of things I need to get to today. I have been very just like I said, I've been taking it slow. I've been taking it nice and simple. Can I get a 5-minute breakdown of what I missed? I shitted and pissed myself. JK. Can I give a 5-minute breakdown? I can give you like a minute breakdown. Basically, I got really sick because I had a bad thing of tea. I went to the bathroom. My toilet broke. The lever broke. The flapper broke. The valve broke, but I hit it with a wrench, so it worked. And then I took a shower, and I had a little bit of grace, but instead of enjoying it, I had to take the rest of the shower completely cold because the water was cold. Then as I was ending the shower, the hot water came back. Then I went to sleep, woke up, and everything was basically fine. Here we go. There you go. I just saved you an entire stream. See, this is how the professional streamers make their money. They take something that you can say like, yeah, I was really sick, it really sucked, and turn it into a 40-minute stream. In my case, that's amateur. I should be able to turn this into like a 4-hour stream. I should be talking about like how it made me think about my estranged best friend as I'm laying in bed, cold sweat. It's like, where is he? Where's my friends? Where did he go? Why did they leave me? Oh, I have all these issues. No, I need to get there though. I need to get to that position where I can just throw shit on the wall and hope it works. But anyway, I promised this would be a short stream, so I'm just going to take this time to just hang out with you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I hope that you're enjoying the first of the month. I know that October, I don't know why, but there are a lot of people who believe that Halloween is like an all-month thing. I don't really care for it if I'm being completely blunt, but I am going to lean into it and see what I can do. I dropped my pen, my fidget toy. Also, oh, fun anecdote. The entire time, and by the way, This is if you don't own a cat, now you should. I don't have the dexterity with my toes to pick up my pen. Oh, that was something I shouldn't have said. Anyway, moving on. I work in construction industry. The head of the permit department of a major city opened a phishing email. Oh, what a fucking idiot. It sent everyone she's ever emailed one as well. I got it and sent it to coworkers saying, hey, does anyone know what this is? It looks like a phishing email, but it's from X person from X city. Why did one of my coworkers open it up to see what it was and then saying, oh, the link just took me to a blank page? I have been blind carbon copied, which is basically in emails, you can send an email to someone. And if you don't want other people to know that someone else is in that thread, it's kind of like a silent email. You can blind carbon copy. Well, I get blind carbon copied in a lot of emails. And some of the conversations that people have thinking that it's like confidential between each other, is insane. And some of the things people say to each other when they believe that like it's just them is like, I haven't seen anything like, oh, meet me behind the office so we can make out in our Maybach and talk about how much we hate our wives. They're gay in this example. Oh my god, yes. You know. But no, some people will just say some wild stuff and they'll click on stuff. I have I feel you so badly, Hood. I feel you so badly. Look sus, coworker. I'll do it. Yeah, just don't click on stuff. I don't click on anything unless like I know exactly where it goes to. Hello, cutie. Hello, All-Star Gamer. How are you? Wait. Click me. I do love the Pikachu profile picture, by the way. I love it. But, oh no, I've been fished. Ulcers fished me. Oh no, I saw their profile picture. Oh no. Wait, hold on. Where the hell? Where the hell is that? Okay. Really, son? God. Yeah, you know what I love more than blind, it's blind carbon copy? I love the British, what is it? What is the British telecom thing? Hold on. Wait a second. This joke is in the making. British Broadcasting Corporation. Talk about a dystopian name for a company. But welcome in. But no, oh my god. Like, imagine, like, I think the worst email, I've ever gotten was, it wasn't really the worst email. Oh, thank you for the follow, sir. I still get startled by the simplest things. Help me. I got an email. Okay. The reason it's so bad is because the complexity of it is they were asking me for help on something. And I was like, okay, I'll help you. So I helped them, right? And I write out in the email step by step how to do it. And they somehow have I don't know how people do this, but like I will tell them exactly what to do and they'll end up making like 4 or 5 more issues. And it wasn't just one email, it was a set of emails. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the mold here. And I had to help this, and by the way, they were I couldn't get mad at them because they were a sweet old lady. It was a sweet old lady, but she was just fucking stupid. And I literally, it went from emails back and forth to I was calling her on the phone, walking her through it. And I didn't have to do this, by the way. I did not. I could have literally just left her email on red. But I went and did it. And I was like, well, I'm in here anyway. I might as well finish it and go to the end. And I'm not going to lie to you. Some people should not have access to a computer. And that's one of them. And I can't talk about any of the details about it. Yeah, let me sound cool and say, oh, it was under NDA. It wasn't under NDA. But it's just like, some people just, if you don't know, listen, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to launch into a rant, but British Bakery Channel, damn right. Scared by cozy sound. I'm just very like jumpy, you know? And it doesn't make, it's not good for the channel. Well, it is good for the channel, but not good for me because we're doing Hogwarts tomorrow, guys. And then what are we doing on Friday? We're doing Poppy Playtime, and then we're doing Amnesia on Sunday, and then we're doing VR chat where I'm going to do improv at a furry bar, or try to find a furry bar and do improv at it. I don't know. We'll see. By the way, I'm not coming up with any material. It's going to be all off the cuff. So it's either going to be horrible, so it's either going to be cringy, or it's going to be good. No in between. That's how all VR chat goes. But I've seen some slander while blind copy. Oh, those are the best, because you get to... Oh, dude, there's nothing better than, like, being in an office situation and knowing who hates each other, because you get to figure out, like, where the factions are and, like, who likes who. And then once you know that, you can avoid everything. All the BS in the office, you don't have to deal with it because you know where it's coming from. You know how it's like. Whenever you're new in any place whatsoever, it's figuring out, like, where are the social structures? Like, who is who, what does what, blah, blah, blah. But once, like, oh, dude. And do you get the BCCs where, like, they're not, like, well thought out poetic? They're just like, yeah, I think John's a dick. He eats my oatmeal. like those are the type of emails that I will see when I'm blind carbon copy. And it's really funny because, because they're not addressed to me. I'm BCC'd in them. So the person that I'm BCC'd with, like, I talk to them and I'm like, dude, like, do they not think that they're being BCC'd? And I think he looked at me and cause I was so confused. I was like, and he looked at me and he said, I just don't think they care. And I'm like, you know, you're right. You know, that makes sense. And he's like, eh. It just went from there. And I was like, eh. And then I went back to doing what I was doing. I worked for an IT thing. Humans are incredible at creating problems. Yeah, we're the best at it, honestly. Hopefully responding to DMs, only slander if untrue. I mean, yeah, if that's how it's done legally. No wonder tax hates Spooky Month. That is my emails. That's a good thing. Like, whenever emails are, okay, there's like a matrix, you know, have you ever heard of the hot crazy matrix where like, if she's a 10 hot, but like she's like 0 crazy, they don't exist or whatever? Well, there's one for like emails where like, if you have a lot of emails, either your job is really, really easy or really, really hard, and there's no in between. For me, the more emails I get, the harder my job. Because it's never like, oh, Raz, how are you? Hopefully you've been eating crumpets with your tea today. Have you had the extra sugar from India today? No, it's more so just like, hey, Raz, there you go, figure it out. I'm like, thanks, you know. The thing is, I can't avoid drama at work. To make it short, end of story. I am jobless since May because of mental health issues. Honestly, like, it is kind of annoying and frankly, like, disturbing how much, like, anxiety and stress workplace drama causes. Like, even if, like, and I'm not saying this in any negative way, just take it literally as I'm saying it. Like, if you are a blank slate, you have no mental history whatsoever, you have, like, literally you have the best life in the world. The stress and anxiety of just being in, like, an office is just, it sucks. Because even if you're in a good gig, there's going to be BS. Don't let anyone ever tell you that if you're like, oh, well, if you're in a job and there's no BS, you found the perfect place. They're lying. It doesn't exist. There will always be BS. It's just BS you're willing to put up with. That's the rule, right? And it's just like the amount of stress and anxiety that like is just from that is insane. Especially if you have a boss of any capacity. Like, there are very few gigs in the world that allow you to just do your thing, right? Just like, hey, you do this thing, you make widgets, make the widgets. Basically, almost zero jobs have that, right? Now, a good manager or a good boss is everything in the world. But even if you have a good boss, like the drama and stuff, it still exists, right? Becky hates Tina. Tina wants to have sex with John. John is gay. Like, you know, the whole shebang goes on, right? And it's a never-ending cycle of just things going weird. And then you have to, like, and even if you try, like Allstar was saying, like, even if you try to avoid the drama, it finds you, right? And then I've never really had, like, it find me, but I've just, like, I've seen it. Like, I've seen, like, situations where, like, they wanted my input on it, and I'm like, what? Like, playing as stupid as possible to avoid it, because I'm just like, I want to clock in, I want to do a good job, because I love my job, and I want to get out, and I want to go home to my stream, and you guys, and that's it. That's it. That's all I want, right? That's all I want in this world. But sometimes they're like, hey, you know, let's talk about the election in the office. And it's like, no, I will never do that. And oh my God, Arthur, is John's DMs open? Exactly. But you can tell from how good I'm feeling that, like, I'm basically back to normal. It's just, oh, I'm the closest thing to HR. So it's, yeah. So you basically, yeah, you're basically, yeah. If you know, you know. What's crazy is that person had told them prior they can have a chimichanga whenever they want. Wait, what? I need to read this. Got one the other. Oh, sorry, the email. Got one the other saying the email says this bitch ate all my chimichangas and didn't ask to replace. That's so good. That's so good. And you know what's funny is that, yeah, like Sun said, that's war. Like, in office, like that, like, you will kill someone over it. But like, if it's like, if you're like with a roommate and like they eat your chimichanga, like, yeah, obviously it's gonna be devastating, but like you don't want to throw hands or like kill them. I mean, unless they do it like a lot. If they do it once, it's like, whatever, just can you replace them? They're like, yeah, sure, and they replace it. All is good. But like this just sounds like, man, like that's why, that's why you got to get one of those lunch boxes. I don't have one, but I'm envious of people who do, that have like, it's like a Yeti where like it keeps in the cold, and like it's a lunch box, and like if you have like food or whatever that you needs to stay hot, like it has a hot department and a cold department. They're like $200 though. Like I want one of those just to prevent myself from having to worry about any of that. Although I don't, so it is what it is. An accountant, HR. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is what I need to find these people in my life. I need to find a tax lawyer, I need to find an accountant, and I need to find like a few other people, and then my life will be perfect. Because for the tax lawyer, obviously lower taxes. Obviously I won't be able to get one because like who the hell can afford a tax lawyer? You know what I mean? Definitely not me. An accountant for like, for tax stuff, but also like having an accountant as a friend is like unimaginably like powerful. They can do a lot of cool stuff. If anyone eats my food the next day, I'm gonna get the legal amount of and just spike their food unhinged. I mean, people react differently. I don't support or deny. I'm just saying I understand, son. That's all I'll say. But like, have those like your tax lawyer to do all your taxes for you, and then he's your friend, so he doesn't charge you as much, right? The benefits of having friends, right? And then as an accountant, like, all the stuff like, hey, like blah blah blah, like can you handle this IRA I got going, or this I don't know, this crappy ETF fund that I'm trying to turn positive, and then like all these other people that like have their very specific like uses as a friend, and then like whatever I do, it's like, well, if I can help, I can help, but I don't know if it will. What's funny is that we only have 40 to 50 employees, only 7 of us work in the office. Man, do you choose to work in the office, or do you like choose not to, or rather, is the choice up to you? I'll take you out to dinner and give you a drink of choice if you give advice. I mean, I'm willing to give advice within reason, obviously, like on stream, no problem. I mean, all I say is that if you want advice from me, just understand it's one dude's opinion. So I don't know if I'm right. I think I'm right, which is why I'm telling you. But you have to figure out and make a judgment call on whether or not it is for you, Well, it's construction, so the rest are out in the field building stuff. Yeah, that's true. I just meant like, I thought that like, it was just like a firm of accountants, like 50 accountants. And like you were doing like, what is it called? I don't even remember the terminology anymore. But when you outsource the work from a construction company to like an accounting firm, that's what I thought. But that's actually cool that they have an in-house accountant. Because a lot of people probably don't want to have that. Theoretically, there may be a large dead animal in my living room. Mom, no, I'm kidding. Oh, God. Yeah, we do everything in-house. That's smart. I bet that it's just you and another guy, right? Just like you and them? Or are you the only person in there? Because if so, that's a great gig. Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, man, indeed. No, there's 2 of us. Good. I was going to say, if it's only just you, like, that's great. Because, like, obviously, like, it is, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it's so nice to have someone else that can watch your back. Or, like, even if they don't watch your back, just having someone else that does the same thing as you. Oh, it helps so much. It really does. It really sucks to be, like, the only dude that does your stuff. Because then, like, you can't relate to it. Like, no one relates to you. You're outcasted because you're not like the other. It's so weird how it works out, It's like the workplace drama. It happens, right? The accountant manager and me, the accountant assistant. Let's go. Can't wait to hear that you become the accountant manager and you get your own accountant assistant. Looking forward to it. What the fuck you mean gibberish? You know what I mean. In the first few minutes, you were the nicest guy. The last 20 guys I see was on Twitter, just F-boys. Really? Huh. Does anyone, like, I don't use dating apps. So I'm going to be single my entire life. So that's good news for you guys. Not great for me, but it is what it is. But, like, does anyone use, like, dating app, like it doesn't matter, Tinder, Grinder, or Hinge, or Christian Mingle, or whatever the hell the sites are, Mormon Meet. I don't. I've seen so many weird like dating platforms, but like I've heard everyone like using them at some point, but like none of them work, and like they're all like solicitation for like, you know, like OnlyFans scams or something like that. And like, does anyone actually like, has anyone had success with it, or like is it just like hookup culture still? I'm very curious because I don't use them because I mean I don't think that like or rather I should say I think they work, but I don't think they would work for me. Your brother has? Is he married? Actually, I know the owner and I'm really good friends with one of their kids. The game plan is for me and the friend to get our own contractors and buy them out. Dude, Hood, I wish you the best. That is like, that's like the good ending, right? The good ending where like you're working with your friends, you're good friends with them. They're not just business partners, but they're actual, you know, like more or less like de facto family, right? And then you get to a point where like you're both successful enough that they're wanting to sell and you're willing to buy, and you go there, you know. That I'm very happy to hear that. I hope it keeps going positively. Gonna be a sugar daddy for Stebio. You're an accountant. You're gonna be a sugar daddy in any way, shape, or form. Like it's kind of funny because like accountants either become like sugar daddies or what's the slander? Hold on, we're slandering accountants now. I gave you praise. I said I want you to do well, so now I have to give you shit. That's how this works, right? All right, it is what it is. Ulster says I'm free lol and maybe I use nearly all available apps in Germany. Does it work? As a woman, you really have much people to select. As a man, I guess it's hell. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't use it, because it's just like, I feel like if you put yourself on a dating profile, even if you're like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, like, you're going to be like viewed as a 5 or a 6, you know? You know what I mean? That's at least how I feel. Like, how is it? I mean, I imagine especially like nowadays, like as time goes on, like when it first started, when dating apps first came out, I remember people started having a lot of success, but it seems like now it's like, just like hookup culture, which sucks because it's like, you know, it's like, you know, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying like most people don't do dating apps simply for the hookup culture. They do it because they want to get married, you know, or at least that's my perception of it. I may be wrong, and if so, correct me. But you're a sugar daddy for Stevio, damn right. In the first 10 minutes of my Tinder account, I got 99 likes. Allstar is just farming it. Hopefully real people, not like bots or anything. That would suck. Also, we're going to snooze ads here because I don't want to stream for too long. Because this is technically a super secret stream. Just for us. A non-sub stream. There we go. Everyone I met on a dating site was someone on Hinge. Like one person I went on 5 dates with and they were like, oh, by the way, I have 7 kids. Yeah, I mean, like, that's just like... the reason that happens is because obviously, like, you know, it's I'm gonna get real here for a second, but like obviously they're very afraid of, you know, letting their partner know that they have, you know, 7 kids, obviously, right? And you know they're very afraid of your perception being changed, which is why I think it's really important to be out the gate, regardless of like, you know, like, are you a felon? You know, blah blah blah. Like, do you have these things? So like you don't get emotionally invested in someone. And because, like, obviously, if you knew that about them, your opinion would change. Not saying it would get worse, but it would definitely change in a manner. And that's also one of the reasons I like meeting organically, too. Because it's like, you know, you don't have to, like, worry about that nuance and crap, you know? But, I got to sub to him so I can get founder. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to do that, too. By the way, Stebio had his birthday on Sunday, which was, like, peak Raz dying. I meant to be there, but it is what it is. Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate the kind words. Yeah, keep it up. Don't you dare stop. Even if I'm going to be single my entire life because I don't leave my house besides, like, going out for work and, like, groceries and stuff, like, you got a chance. Ass. The fuck? Sorry, I was thinking about your butt, son. Us fat guys don't do well on dating apps. Yeah, I mean, definitely because, like, everyone has like I think because of dating apps, like it really skews people's perception of like beauty and stuff. Like, you know, it because you're thinking about like your perfect partner, and then everyone wants like the perfect partner, and then it's just like, hey, like no one's perfect, and like, you know, let's be real, the people that are like 6 foot, 6-pack, millions of dollars, you think they're on Tinder? No, they're not. You know. And if they are, why? You know. Are you by chance female or femme presenting? Because my friend who's a lady has over 100 notifications easy. No idea. Thing is, because you can find every minute a new one, relationships don't work anymore. Yeah, because, like, if you think about it objectively, like, it used to be, and I'm not trying to say, like, this is different or wrong or any of that shit. I'm just saying, like, this is how it was versus how it is now. You used to be forced to mingle with people that were within your vicinity, and you never really got access to anyone outside of it. Whereas now, like, I think because we have such incredible access to literally anyone in the world, you know, it kind of skews our perception of, like, how easy or difficult a relationship is. Because for me, like, you know, like, even if I get into a relationship, like, it's going to take months before, like, anything gets, like, super down into brass tacks. Because it's, like, the whole point of a relationship is figuring out whether you want to marry them. At least that's my opinion, right? You know, other people have different definitions. Like, some people just treat it as, like, you know, hookups and stuff like that. That's fine. It is what it is. You do you. I'm just saying this is how I live my life. That's all. But let me see. Yeah, let me know behind. Go. No kids. Ooh. How horny your son? It's like, really? No, I'm kidding. Raz was dying on a toilet. Skibbity toilet. I'm having an aneurysm. Raz was dying on the toilet. Steb was dying in a bakery. His whole ass was in there. He had to defend it. Son says, all is right in the world. Darn right. Darn right. I love that emo. But you learn really fast what most guys want. Not all, but all. Well, yeah. I mean, like, because I'm not going to jump into, like, you know, sociology or psychology or anything, because I'm not qualified for that. And honestly, like, I'd love to say what my opinions are, but, you know, frankly, you know, I don't even care about them, you know, in a sense. But I think what's really important is, like, making sure that no matter what it is, to pursue it for itself. So what I mean by that is, like, you know, if you're interested in a person, don't pursue them for what you can get from them, but pursue them because they're cool, which is basically, like, how I treat collabs and hanging out with people and stuff. Like, I don't care about the viewership count or any of the specific. I don't even know what the details are. I'm just like, would I have fun with this person? And if the answer is yes, I pursue it, you know? And then if something good happens, cool. If something bad happens, you know, if nothing happens, that's fine. You know, not everything needs to have, you know, a villain story or, like, a heroic story. Right? This is real life. In your situation, it's hard because they, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so, I mean, people are just dicks, you know? I mean, I think that really puts the period at the end of the sentence there. It's just like, people are going to be dicks. And the thing is that, like, yeah. That's why we watch VTubers. Love the 8 different topics we're on. Absolutely goblin. Well, I have ADHD, so I'm easy at doing it. But, like, you know, I genuinely, like, the best part, I'm saying like so much, and I'm realizing it now. I really enjoy talking to people. Like, I'm a very sociable person, and I do get to do that, you know, a fair amount on my day-to-day and stuff. But, you know, normally they're in, like, IRL capacity, so it's like I'm not really able to just, like, hang out, you know? And I also love being able to have you guys control the conversation. Now, obviously, I have to kind of steer you guys back into the fences here and there, but, like, otherwise, like, I'm totally fine. We can talk from any, like, we went from me dying on the toilet because of how sick I was to now we're talking about, like, you know, Hood is going to buy out, you know, the company. He's going to make his own firm and be rich and famous, and then he's going to, you know, buy me all this stuff because obviously I'm the best sugar baby of them all, right? Oh, God, that made me cringe. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hood. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about because that hurt too much. I was like, I should commit to the bit. That would make Hood cringe. But nope, it is what it is. Flipping that? Oh, damn it. Humans are both a great marvel and the worst thing to come out of the primordial soup. Well, the thing is that, like, you know, everyone's a human, right? You just got to find the good ones. That's all. My priorities are like, it should be a human, should be alive, and should be nice to me. Honestly, that will never have it go wrong. That will be easy peasy. Yeah, I agree with Hood. I mean, like, you know, I mean, I'm kind of doomer about it, but, like, genuinely speaking, like, I don't know if I want to get cringy, but, like, you know, I think every guy's dream, we don't talk about it, but, like, every guy's dream, well, not just guys, I think well, I'm speaking for the guys because I'm a guy, but I think everyone's dream is like to get married, right? And have like their ideal partner or partners or however they want that situation to come out, right? You know, I'm trying to cast the net so everyone's in it so that everyone knows. So forgive me if I'm being an asshole about it, but I think everyone's dream is to get married and like have their ideal life, right? And for me, like I'm not really actively pursuing it. And I think that if I were to pursue it, I think it would turn out worse because I would be looking for it instead of letting it find me, you know? So I remember hearing, and I don't know if it was from a mentor or from a friend of mine or something, but I remember hearing like, if you're looking for something and you aren't succeeding and it's just like, it's not working, it is what it is, just put it down for now. Don't let go of it. Just put it down on the table so that you don't have to use your muscles to pick it up and then wait for it to find you. And that's kind of what I'm doing, you know? It's like, it is what it is, you know? But the other part of it is like, I guess, I don't know, being a VTuber is weird, you know? Because it's like I'm thinking about like, if I were to meet someone IRL, like what if they don't know what a VTuber is and I tell them like, hey, this is what I do like literally more or less every second of my free time. Like this is my double life. Like, how do you break the ice on that? You know what I mean? My ideal partner, be alive. The problem is if someone said I'm not a real woman, I have this feeling I need to prove it, so I start making start to make spicy pics, but for real, I don't care about me anymore. And yes, I know this is not healthy, but I think the pics are nice. I mean, I think really like, you know, I've been there, you know, done that with like, in terms of like self-esteem and caring about myself and stuff like that, and not caring, kind of walking without any care. It comes back, right? And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It comes back and you realize, okay, you know, this is rough, but we can get better. You know, we can go forward. We can do this. And I will say for sure that, yeah, you know, I mean, you're aware, you know, it's not something you should be doing, right? But it's something that like, you know, like, it's okay. How do I put, it's like, it's a feeling, like, how do you put that into words? Give me a sec. Like, it'll come back to you and it'll find you. And when it does, just embrace it and you'll be fine. Whoa, mama, let's not be this. I mean, yeah. Ulster is just taking pictures of food that's like spicy. Okay, I used up all the snoozes, so we gotta go in exactly 6.5 minutes. I started VTubing too, but I don't know what I should do. Lol, not with this account. Oh yeah, let's go. I mean, like, I think for me, streaming, if I were to, someone say food, damn right. Yeah. Any chefs in chat? Oh god, I got ADHD. Oh, starting VTuber. Yeah, I mean, like, VTubing for me is like, it allows me to be creative, even though I feel like I'm creatively bankrupt like all the time. Like, it allows me to be creative and also be sociable and just literally be myself. Like, I will admit I'm not 100% out of my shell. You know, I admit that, and I think everyone knows that too. I think like I think there's a lot of disrespect that streamers have for viewers in their perception of them, because I feel like viewers are very perceptive to like whether or not a person is enjoying themselves, whether they're being themselves, whether there's something going on. And I think that for me personally, like, I know that you know that I know, and because of that, I know that you know that I know that I'm only maybe like 60-70% of the way there of opening up. And it's mainly just like, you know, trying to figure out how to navigate this weird thing we call the internet, and how to, like, you know, because my goal is just like have fun, be silly, do stupid stuff, and not do anything else, you know, and have fun, right? And hopefully share it with you guys. So it's like, how do you do that? But despite that being the case, despite that massive asterisk, I've been having a lot of fun. You know, like, I don't really get a lot of opportunities to just talk about things that are just cool and interesting and compliment people. Like, for example, like, you know, this is the one that just came to mind, but like Hood, for example, like, would I have ever known about like his dream to pick up the, you know, purchasing from the owner and doing all that? Would I have ever known about that? No. Would I have ever been able to give Hood good wishes for that and say like, hey Hood, like, you got this? No, I wouldn't. So it's like stuff like that I really value, because like, especially IRL, you don't really hear that, you know? You don't ever really like especially like for me personally in my life, like, I don't really get complimented on stuff. The only time, and it's still kind of new if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I still don't really know what to do with it. But like, you know, I get complimented whenever like I make sure to give out a lot of compliments because I know a lot of people don't get them. And then I get it reciprocated. I'm like, dead ass, this is great, you know? And it's just really nice because I've noticed that, you know, because when I first started streaming, I know I got 4 minutes before I got to segue out of this, but when I first started streaming, I thought I was going to be like all the people that I wanted to be like Pay Money Wubby or kind of risque humor 18 plus. But then I started seeing kind of how wonderful it was to use the internet for what it was intended, or what it was when it started, which was like just being like hanging out. I'm not trying to be like positive or anything, just like, I don't know, just doing good, you know, with no expectations to return. That's fun. That's enjoyable. I'm probably doing a horrible job representing this, but the TLDR, the bottom line is that I want, at the end of the day, when I look at what I've done with the VTubing, is like, is it a net positive? And if the answer is yes, job done, you know. But we got 3 minutes, so is there anyone that you guys want to raid? Oh, speaking of, did you guys see that Twitch did a new thing where if you are seeking to go for partner, now raids also count to that CCV, which means, if you're like, what is that? How does that matter? It is much easier to reach partner now. I think Crunchy is on. Where's Crunchy? Where's Crunchy? Oh, he is, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid out, but I want to say again, thank you guys for coming by to a secret, super secret Tuesday stream. You can tell I'm tired. I'm sorry, but yeah, you guys got this. I believe in you guys. I'm glad that you guys are here, and as always, I really appreciate you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop in the socials. All I ask, honestly, is if you want to help out. Oh God, it looks horrible on the overlay. It looks great in Twitch chat. Anyway, check DMs. Oh no. Wait, which DMs? I have like 2 DMs now. Do I? Anyway, my internet died. No. Well, I was just basically saying, you know, I appreciate you guys coming by to hear my story of me literally dying on the toilet and then coming back, as well as, you know, giving me the opportunity to hang out and talk about stuff. Discord not now. Okay, dokie. And had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We got literally like less than a minute. So we're gonna go ahead and raid over at raid. Wait, how do I spell Crunchy Fish Stick? Also, you know, I'm not an 18 plus channel, but he has his channel set as 18 plus. So if that's not something you want to do, you know, just be aware. All I ask is please consider to follow my channel as well as Crunchy's channel. So every follow counts. Every single second counts. But as always, I want to say thank you guys so much for coming by. Please make sure to use the raid message. Let me also... Wait, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Wait. I can't spell. There we go. I got it that time. If you're... so stupid. I hit the wrong command. Anyway, I'm not a professional streamer, so you can't hold it against me. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I will see you tomorrow for Hogwarts Legacy. Take care. Have a good one. Good night. Resonara. That was horrible. Take care. Have a good one. Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching the VODs. Bye-bye.